The moment. On July 16, 2026, as Kim Jong Un meets Wang Huning in Pyongyang, a rare planetary alignment takes center stage. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, three powerful outer planets that shape generations, form harmonious angles. These are not everyday conjunctions. Uranus signals reform. Neptune governs ideology, dissolving old ways, and Pluto oversees deep power, nuclear matters, and rebirth. This cosmic dance creates a unique window for global shifts. The timing is precise. The day before, Uranus and Neptune align. 2 days later, Uranus connects with Pluto. By July 20th, Jupiter, the planet of law and treaties, joins in, harmonizing with Neptune and opposing Pluto. This means the planet of disruption is coordinating with both ideology and nuclear power in a single week. This alignment forms a potent corridor, allowing reform, propaganda, and hard power to coalesce into agreements that stick rather than crumble. This isn't a mere pleasantry. Its timing signals a deeply strategic move, exploiting a planetary configuration that won't soon return. The astrological snapshot of the meeting, the event chart for noon on July 16th in Pyongyang, reveals Libra rising, the sign of diplomacy and balance. The midheaven, representing the government's global standing, falls in Cancer, aligning with homeland security. The Sun, also in Cancer, emphasizes the leader and national authority, framing the event around protecting the homeland through diplomatic means. Mars, the planet of military might, in Gemini, forms a flowing angle to the rising degree. This indicates military readiness underpins the diplomacy, integrating smoothly into the overall strategy. This is a strategic consolidation with visible teeth, and the astrology confirms those teeth are very much on display. The cyclic index, a measure of planetary tension, registers a moderate 835 on a scale up to 1800. Tension is present but manageable, signaling room for negotiation. This period, trending upwards from 754 to 889 over 6 months, suggests building pressure finds a release point this meeting aims to exploit. What it touches. This story's roots stretch back 5 months earlier. On February 20th, 2026, Saturn and Neptune converge in Aries. Saturn, representing state structures and borders, meets Neptune, the planet of ideology and dissolving boundaries. This conjunction in Aries, a sign of military initiation, signals the birth of a new structural, ideological framework with a clear military dimension. This is the astrological backdrop for Xi Jinping's far-reaching blueprint for the China-North Korea alliance, blending state authority with a shared vision. 2 days prior, on February 17th, an annular solar eclipse at 28 degrees Aquarius marked a crucial reset. Eclipses disrupt old patterns. Aquarius, in mundane astrology, links to modern Russia. This eclipse landing in a Russia-associated sign occurred as Moscow's deepening ties with Pyongyang unsettled the balance of the Beijing-Pyongyang-Moscow triangle. The cosmos signaled Russia's influence was reignited, demanding Beijing's strategic response. Wang Huning's visit is Beijing's answer. The transits over China's founding chart, specifically from October 1st, 1949, reveal the nature of this response. On the meeting day, transiting Saturn directly opposes China's natal Neptune, representing the nation's ideological self-image. This exact opposition from the planet of state authority signals China's leadership confronting the limits of its own narrative. Beijing's lips and teeth rhetoric is tested by hard realities. The state apparatus pushes back against its diminishing influence, making Wang's trip a structural effort to reassert control before Moscow's pull becomes irreversible. Simultaneously, transiting Saturn forms a harmonious angle to China's natal Mars, its military capacity. This indicates organized military strategic positioning, with the establishment and military operating in lockstep, yet underlying friction exists. Transiting Jupiter opposes China's natal moon, which embodies the public mood. This opposition suggests diplomatic overreach clashes with public sentiment. The strategic blueprint, while seemingly sound, risks alienating the population. This points to an agreement that looks good on paper but doesn't quite resonate with the national mood. The astrological comparison between North Korea's founding chart from September 9, 1948, and China's explains this alliance's enduring nature despite discomforts. North Korea's Mercury, representing communication, aligns almost perfectly with China's Sun, representing national identity. Their narratives are entwined. When Pyongyang speaks, China's identity is embedded. More crucially, North Korea's Pluto, representing deep power and nuclear capacity, closely conjuncts China's Mars. This signifies the nuclear military core. North Korea's nuclear deterrent and China's military apparatus are woven together, making it difficult for Beijing to disengage. Their power structures are fused beneath the surface. However, the same comparison reveals friction. North Korea's Mars squares China's Moon. This challenging angle indicates North Korea's military autonomy creates persistent tension with China's public. Pyongyang's nuclear tests become an ongoing irritant to China's domestic stability. At a deeper level, North Korea's Lilith, representing repressed shadows, squares China's Chiron, the wound point. This means North Korea's covert operations, like negotiating with Moscow, directly press on China's deepest vulnerabilities. This unspoken layer will never surface in communiques. For Kim Jong Un personally, transiting Saturn forms a quincunx, an angle of awkward adjustment to his natal Saturn. This suggests he is forced to adjust his authority naturally. This is a course correction, as he repositions himself amid shifting alliances. Simultaneously, the lunar nodes, tracking karmic direction, contact Kim's natal Neptune. His ideological compass is at a crossroads. The old dream of Juche, or self-reliance, is being re-evaluated against deeper strategic alignment. This renegotiation is not entirely within his control. Against North Korea's national chart, the nodal axis makes exact contact with the nation's natal Uranus, the planet of revolution. This flowing angle signals a genuine turning point in North Korea's revolutionary path. The old model is being shed, a new one emerges. Wang Honing's visit is the diplomatic face of this profound transition. A more confrontational transit. Transiting Jupiter squares North Korea's natal Mars almost perfectly. Jupiter pressing on Mars often denotes an agreement that restricts military freedom. Xi's blueprint, initially conceived in June, partly serves to limit North Korea's military actions. Pyongyang receives economic support in exchange for some constraint on its nuclear program. The square confirms the friction in this exchange is very real. How it rolls forward. The July 16th meeting is a beginning, not an end. The Uranus-Neptune-Pluto window remains open through late July, with Jupiter trining Neptune and opposing Pluto on July 20th. The trine to Neptune signifies diplomatic expansion, supports the ideological vision, giving traction to the blueprint's narrative. However, the opposition to Pluto means this expansion directly confronts the nuclear dimension. Treaty and nuclear issues are in direct tension, a tension that will be managed rather than resolved. The first major test arrives on August 12, 2026, with a total solar eclipse at 20 degrees Leo. This eclipse closely impacts the meeting's event chart Moon, suggesting the public and emotional aspects of the deal will come into sharp focus. Whatever was agreed upon in July will face a stress test by mid-August. Expect a moment of revelation, perhaps about the alliance's terms or the Moscow dimension, that proves difficult to contain. 2 weeks later, on August 28th, a partial lunar eclipse at 4 degrees Pisces illuminates the ideological layer. Pisces, the sign of dissolution, means the propaganda surrounding the alliance will face exposure. The official narrative from Beijing and Pyongyang will be challenged by the reality of the agreement's contents. Watch for leaks or contradictions that undermine the official story. By August 31st, Jupiter forms a trine to Saturn. This marks a moment of consolidation, as the planet of treaties aligns with the planet of state structure. Any elements of the blueprint that survive the eclipses will gain structural permanence. If the agreement holds through August, it will transition from a diplomatic declaration to an operational reality by early September. The outer planet triangle reappears for a final pass on November 29th, when Uranus trines Pluto again. This reprises the reform meets nuclear power dynamic. Whatever began in July receives a second push in late November, another window for significant structural change within the alliance's military and nuclear dimensions. Anticipate key developments regarding the nuclear program, military ties, or shifts within the Russia Triangle. Meanwhile, China's Saturn-Neptune opposition continues to unfold. This isn't a fleeting transit, it's a long-term structural tension influencing Chinese foreign policy for months. Wang's visit is part of Beijing's response, but it won't fully resolve this tension. China's claims of influence over Pyongyang will repeatedly clash with Moscow's competing pull. The tarot overlay echoes these themes. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, which seeded this entire moment, evokes the Emperor merged with the High Priestess, visible state authority intertwining with hidden ideological currents. The Uranus-Neptune-Pluto triangle reads like the Tower, the Moon, and Death in harmonious concert. Disruption, the unconscious, and profound transformation coexisting constructively. The cards suggest rearrangement, not destruction. The August eclipses carry the energy of the Chariot encountering a wall, the momentum of July meeting a threshold of revelation demanding adjustment. The Jupiter-Saturn trine on August 31st aligns with justice, balance, legal frameworks, and proper measure. If the blueprint is sound, it endures. If not, justice will adjust it. Summary. The July 16th meeting between Kim Jong Un and Wang Hunying occurs within a rare astrological window, allowing for coordinated reform, ideology, and nuclear power. This makes it a significant turning point in the Beijing-Pyongyang-Moscow triangle, far beyond a ceremonial visit. First, watch the August 12th total solar eclipse in Leo as it tests the July 16th agreement. This eclipse impacts the event chart's moon, signifying that the deal's public and emotional dimensions will be disrupted. Next, watch the August 28th lunar eclipse in Pisces to expose ideological narratives surrounding the alliance. Propaganda will meet reality as the far-reaching blueprint faces public disclosure. Also, watch China's exact Saturn-Neptune opposition as it continues to create tension between Beijing's establishment and its narrative of influence over Pyongyang. This is a structural, long-term dynamic. Then watch Jupiter square to North Korea's natal Mars to reveal ongoing friction between the diplomatic framework and Pyongyang's military autonomy. The blueprint imposes real constraints on the nuclear program. Moving forward, watch the November 29th Uranus-Pluto trine as it reactivates the reform meets nuclear power window. A significant development in the alliance's military or nuclear dimensions is likely in late November. Finally, watch Kim Jong Un's Saturn quincunx as it continues to force an awkward recalibration of his authority. He is repositioning himself between two powerful patrons. Consolidation is truly happening, but the astrology highlights that it is a carefully engineered process, not a spontaneous affirmation. The alliance is being built, not merely celebrated, and its construction will face rigorous tests before it earns trust. Recent history and where this is heading. A handshake between Pyongyang and Beijing might look like a routine diplomatic visit, but it is riding a much deeper global tide. Right now, the entire world is moving beneath a rare astrological weather pattern where heavy-hitting planets are slowly reshaping human history. The quiet engine behind this summit is Saturn conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. In plain terms, this once-in-a-generation alignment blends rigid state authority with deep belief systems at the very starting point of the zodiac. For both Kim Jong Un and Beijing, the symbolism suggests a ground-up rebuilding of political frameworks where old ideologies dissolve so new structures can quietly take root. This current of recalibration won't stay hidden for long, as July brings a Uranus-Pluto trine, a planetary handshake that historically signals deep structural upheaval. The drive to transform power dynamics will only intensify. Then watch what happens when a total solar eclipse lands on August 12th. Eclipses tend to strip away secrecy, and this one is poised to stress test the public and emotional layers of this new alliance, likely pushing private deals out into the open. From Asian diplomacy to economic shifts elsewhere, stories that look totally disconnected are actually woven together by these unseen cosmic currents. This summit isn't an isolated event, it's a local symptom of a world quietly engineering its own transformation. Before you go, if this story has you watching the calendar, wondering when the pressure shifts, what comes next, whether the window stays open, you're already thinking the way astrology asks you to think. The timing here is the story, and it won't wait. The market weather report at Occultique uses the same planetary tension index we just tracked through this meeting, that number measuring whether the global mood is tightening or loosening, and maps it across any date range you want to watch. It's built for moments exactly like this, big world shifts, not personal horoscopes. If you want to follow the pressure points through the rest of 2026, this is your tool. For tarot, I'd suggest the standard tarot reading with the meeting spread, 9 cards mapping the full arc of a high-stakes meeting, what each side brings, what's moving under the surface, and what follows the handshakes. It mirrors what's unfolding between Beijing and Pyongyang, and if you're facing your own tough negotiation or pivotal conversation, it reads the room for you. Both are at occultique whenever you're ready to look closer. The stars set the stage. What you do with the timing is yours to decide. A word from the channel. If this is hitting for you, tap like and subscribe. Honestly, every single one moves the needle for a channel this size. Drop a comment with what you want me to cover next, and now let's see what the cards make of it. For you, the seeker, I'm laying out the meeting spread 9 cards from the Smith-Waite Standard deck today, Friday, July 17th, 2026, to read the room on the summit between Kim Jong Un and CN Wang Huning. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are aligning powerfully. Mercury retrograde in Cancer until July 23rd is blurring every message, and the August 12th Leo eclipse already casts its shadow. This spread tells us who carries the weight, where the cracks are, and what leaks after the handshakes. The cards never flatter. They only show what is already breathing beneath the smiles. How to prepare. 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords signals a diplomatic facade cracking. It mirrors the event chart's Libra rising, showing an old wound at the table. Both sides carry this rupture, Pyongyang's Moscow talks and Beijing's diminished influence, before any deal can truly grow. Next to the 2 of Swords, it suggests intentional blindness. Nobody wants to admit the pain first. Potential blockers. 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords points to forced, artificial harmony as the blocker. Kim is caught between Beijing's plans and Moscow's pull, while Mercury retrograde in Cancer scrambles every message. This deadlock only breaks when someone chooses steady nerve over empty pride. Potential facilitators. Strength. Strength embodies Leo and the Sun, echoing the Moon in Leo and the August 12th solar eclipse that will test this agreement. Success demands calm confidence, not force, taming big problems with quiet resolve. The card before it, the 2 of Swords, calls for nerve, while the Page of Swords after it demands vigilance. Your going in energy, Page of Swords. The Page of Swords signifies Mercury-ruled air. With Mercury retrograde in Cancer, your best move is to investigate, not rush decisions. Treat official statements as cover stories and watch carefully for what leaks beneath. It sits between strength and the 10 of Wands. Hold your nerve, but expect the real burdens to appear later. Meeting outcome, 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands forecasts success that feels like a heavy burden. The meeting will produce an agreement, but Jupiter opposing Pluto and trining Neptune loads this blueprint with nuclear and ideological weight. The Page of Swords warned you to read the fine print. The Queen of Swords reversed reveals who quietly shoulders the burden. Their going in energy, Queen of Swords, reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed indicates a cold, calculated approach. Wang enters gripping a script, not the full truth. Saturn's opposition to China's natal Neptune shows Beijing defending a story it no longer fully believes. Facing the Page of Swords, your skepticism is the right response to this chill. Your desired outcome. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles represents a desire for a substantial, lasting deal, not just headlines. With Jupiter trining Saturn by August 31st, this blueprint can solidify into structure if it survives the eclipses. Following the Queen of Swords reversed and leading to the Queen of Wands, patience must now lead to action. Follow-up actions, Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands embodies fire and Leo Aries energy, mirroring the Moon in Leo and the August 12th total solar eclipse. After the meeting, follow-up actions will be public, bold, and performative, gathering support before secrets can spill. It bridges the Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit reversed, turning patience into visible action. Their desired outcome, the Hermit reversed. The Hermit reverse suggests they want to escape isolation without fully revealing their hand. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and the August 28th Pisces lunar eclipse will pull back the veil on what they hide. Sitting opposite the 3 of Swords, the heartbreak they avoided now threatens to leak. Summary. The cards align around one truth. The July 16th meeting is a construction site, not a celebration. There is real leverage here. The Uranus-Neptune-Pluto corridor rewards steady nerve, but the Three of Swords and the Hermit reversed warn that unspoken wounds will resurface by the August eclipses. Watch who picks up the wands. A word from the channel. Thank you so much for staying with me through this entire journey across the stars and the cards. Because this channel is still young and finding its audience, every single like and subscription genuinely helps a small channel like this grow. Please leave a comment with your thoughts on what you would like to see covered and how I can inform you better, because your feedback really does help me improve what I bring you. Take good care of yourself out there, and until next time, goodbye.